I'm Drew Winland,
And I'm Lauren, and these are our boys, Mills, Smith, and Rhett.
and we farm in Autauga County. I love to farm because it's just kind of like one constant thing throughout my whole life. I mean, it's how I spent time with my dad, how I spent time with my grandparents. It's a lot of the life lessons I learned.
Autauga Farming Company produces cotton, corn, cattle, and hay. There, Drew Winland works alongside his brother Dan and father Andy, managing the row crops.
As the crop production manager, my job is to never let the plants have a bad day. And that's important because every minute that a plant stresses, yield goes away and it doesn't really come back.
Drew is also proud to share farm life with his college sweetheart, Lauren.
When I first met Drew, I could tell he was pretty quiet and reserved, but I could tell that he was very thoughtful. I could tell his family and his farm were really special to him.
Our house is wild, and I think that she has to put up with a lot as far as schedules and inconveniences of living out here, and she does that with grace and dignity.
Lauren's kind demeanor is what attracted Drew. It's also something her patients value. She works as a family nurse practitioner in Selma.
I've always really enjoyed walking through things with people and helping them when I can. So I think nursing was a way for me to do that in a tangible way.
Lauren's compassion extends beyond her patients as she offers a splash of Southern hospitality to the farm's H-2A workers.
When Drew first hired the H-2A workers, I was thinking about things from their perspective, and not only from their perspective, but their mama's perspective, because now that I'm a mama, I think about what if I sent one of my boys overseas to another country to work.
Lauren's joy also carries over to her role as a farm wife and mom to sons Mills, Smith, and Rhett.
I think little boys are born loving tractors and things with wheels, so if we get to go visit Daddy and hop on the tractor, that's a good day.
Mills loves the most to ask questions and understand how things work, and Smith just likes action. He's like full speed all the time, and he likes to ride the machines and ride his bike in the shop, and Rhett, he doesn't want to be left out, so we don't know if he's picked a favorite yet.
Drew and Lauren are raising entrepreneurs too. Mills has expanded the farm's row crop and cattle business into a small blueberry farm.
If you have something that you're good at and you think that you can contribute it on our operation, then my family has always encouraged us to do that. They've let me do that with bringing technology into the row cropping and doing a lot of precision ag stuff.
Family is important to Drew. His big sister Katie has seen his grit and determination from a young age.
He is just made for farm life, and he has a deep respect for the way that things have always been, and so he's able to recognize when things have been done well and to continue on that path. But he's also really able to look at things and see ways to improve.
Drew's deep passion for agriculture and love of his family's land keeps him rooted through a tough farm economy and unpredictable weather.
I think that that's the only way that you can have any peace as a farmer, is to have faith that things are going to be the way that God wants them to be. Because there are a lot of things beyond our control that I could spend a lot of time worrying about, but I can't do anything to change.
I'm Jacob Porter,
And I'm Misty, and these are our sons, Olin and Asher.
and we farm in Clay County. Growing up, I always knew that I wanted to farm. I've never seen myself in any other lifestyle.
With rolling pastures, poultry houses, and black cattle nestled in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, Jacob Porter and his high school sweetheart Misty have crafted Porter Farms into a peaceful and productive sanctuary in Lineville.
Couldn't dream of doing anything else. Some days it's tough and long, and you think, what in the world am I doing? But I guess if I was breaking even, it still would be what I'd want to do, would be farming, as long as I could pay my bills.
That quip is a small taste of the big personality behind Jacob's quiet demeanor. It's a trait his big sister Anna has seen from the start.
He is not reserved. Believe it or not, just with his people, where he's comfortable, he is out and about. He's very outgoing. He's honestly like the class clown for our family.
Farming was a childhood dream for Jacob. He and Misty have grown his family's land into a profitable, sustainable operation. They raise poultry, cattle, and hogs while operating a custom haylage business.
I grew up on a hog operation with my dad and grandfather, and being involved in that at a young kid, like Owen running around at 6 years old, that's really where I probably got my love for it.
His passion for farming also emerged from time spent on his maternal grandparents' cattle farm.
Growing up, I was able to, get involved there and help taking care of the cattle. And later on, my grandmother actually gave me a couple head of cattle.
Jacob later pursued a degree in electrical technology before building chicken houses in 2014. Meanwhile, Misty worked toward an elementary education degree. Near the end of her time at Auburn University, Jacob popped the question in classic farmer fashion while tagging calves.
He said, "You've got to get the blue tag." And I remember thinking, we don't use blue tags, but okay. So I'm digging in the box and I find it in the very bottom and it says, "Will you marry me?"
In the decades since, they have added 2 tiny farmhands, Olin and Asher.
She's probably the best mom there is around, I guess. Like I said, she keeps everything flowing and keeps the boys where they need to be, and like I said, I couldn't do it without her.
With young kids, I just want to be there with them. It's really a family affair. Whatever we're doing, the 2 boys want to be there with their daddy.
Misty and Jacob also share their love of agriculture with Misty's kindergarten students at Ashland Elementary School.
I love kids. I love teaching kids, and I feel like, you've got your God-given talents, and if you know what those are, that's what you're led to do. So that led me to the classroom thing. I want my students here at school to experience what my kids at home get to experience. We do a lot of planting seeds, growing.
As practical dreamers and humble servant leaders, the Porters are stewards of the resources they have been given. In addition to serving ag organizations, Jacob is a volunteer firefighter in the Barfield community.
You go and you see some terrible things, people in their worst situation, and they're just looking for somebody to help. And that's what we're here for, to help our neighbors.
He's also very selfless. If someone calls for help, he is the first one there.
As you grow older, you see things happen that you don't realize as you're younger, and you realize that there ain't one way that happens, and that's God. Lord bless me with stuff that I'm undeserving of, and I thank Him every day for it.
I'm Garrett Dixon.
And I'm Robin. These are our children, Chandler, Jane, and Cash.
And we farm in Lee County. I love farming because I love being able to take a tiny cotton seed, plant it in the ground, and care for it all year, and be able to harvest that crop at the end of the year.
Garrett Dixon and his wife Robin are carrying on his family legacy near Auburn. That's where they raise row crops, cattle, and their children, Chandler, Jane, and Cash.
My family's always grown cotton here for over 150 years, and proud to be able to continue that.
Garrett's sister Mary Kendall admires Garrett's steadiness and consistent passion for agriculture.
Garrett's always loved this place, but Garrett has always had a passion about farming and putting a crop in the ground, and whether that was trying stuff with corn or with soybeans or with sesame, and now just with cotton and peanuts, it is a passion with him when Garrett is living a life that God has called him to live.
That life of full-time farming began in 2015 toward the end of Garrett and Robin's college careers at Auburn University.
When we first started dating is when he first had his first crop. And so I've seen a lot of growth in him, and I'm really proud of him.
Since I've started farming, we've expanded in acreage. We've done a lot of improvements on the place, cleared up some land, added irrigation pivots.
Garrett is the most driven person I've ever been around. He is extremely hardworking, but he's also very goofy and very fun, and he will pick at anyone.
Robin may be the greatest asset we have on the farm, even more than irrigation. She's kind of the glue that holds us all together, and I'm very thankful that she's there and at my side as we farm and deal with all the challenges that are associated within farming.
Over the years, the family has weathered many storms, but Garrett says they overcame struggles thanks to their love of the Lord, the land, and each other.
I think the hardest day on the farm is not even tied to the tornado or anything like that, but wondering how you're going to pay some of your bills, and just knowing that the Lord will provide a way somehow.
It takes a little bit of faith from me too. It takes a lot of faith from him, and he has it.
Robin's background in agriculture is rooted in her time in Florida FFA. Now, she shares her family's farm experience in a classroom at Smith Station High School.
I think that being an actual farm family and having those farm experiences help me just give a different perspective to students as I'm teaching them. So they're like, oh yeah, they actually do know a little something. It's not just like I learned it from a textbook, but we actually live it out every day.
Aside from teaching the future of agriculture, Robin values getting to raise the future of agriculture too.
It's really exciting that our kids are going to get to grow up on a farm. To be able to just step out the back door and see a field of peanuts, I think that's really awesome. And they're getting a lot of experiences that you don't normally get, and knowing where food comes from and things like that.
I'm proud to be able to raise my children on a farm, and so there's a lot of life lessons that tie us with our Creator that are more tangible when you farm, that if you did not farm, it would be harder to instill those life lessons in your children. And so I'm just proud that we're able to be able to do that.